we're up here by the road, and there are different types of Amish carriages. Different things are happening. Amish carriages are changing. You know, this is not the Pioneers like it stays the same for 300 years. So there are, on this new Amish carriage, new things are being incorporated. One, you've got a turn signal over here, a flashing turn signal that's a yellow arrow on the back of the carriage. You have of course a standard light, but some carriages now have LED lights. These wheels are wheels that were adapted from racing vehicles, competition racing vehicles for horses. This is a disc brakes, so the carriage has disc brakes, competition racing vehicles, new type of turn signal, and underneath here, if you can see that, is an airbag. This carriage has air ride. There are no springs on the carriage. It rides on air. And on the other side of the carriage, there are several little gauges that tell us what the air pressure is, and you can change the air pressure for the proper amount of weight. This particular carriage has sliding windows. These windows slide up and down. There's a flap here that lets the window drop down into the side of the carriage. So in the summertime, when you open the windows disappear completely. Here are the air gauges. These air gauges are used to set the pressure, how much weight you want a carriage to carry. So you can set the back for 60 pounds and that'll carry so much in the back, 45 pounds, so much in the front. It's all adjustable. As I mentioned, maybe you can get a clear shot over here of this independent wheel suspension. This wheel is on a spring, and when this wheel hits a bump, it goes like this. This wheel will bump, but it doesn't rock the carriage. It won't move the whole axle. This is a standard Amish carriage. I guess it's what we call more of an old-fashioned Amish carriage. If you look closely, of course, it's got leaf springs. It has a helper spring here in the back, so it can carry more weight. It has wooden wheels with iron tires. Some of the newer carriages in some of the districts have rubber tires, hard rubber tires, not air tires. And of course the back is solid, there's no window. However, this particular back will open up. It's like a station wagon that you can take to town. You can take this in so that you can take it to the grocery store. The back seat will come up. Now, another thing that you'll notice about the older style Amish carriage, at least in this day and age, is that it has a drum brake in the front. Some of them have drum brakes in the back. The drum brake here is in the front, on the front wheels. There's also a windshield wiper. So if you need to go along, you want to go along in the rain, you've got to turn that baby by hand from the inside, but you've got a windshield wiper. The lights are just a standard light like you'd have on a car headlight, but of course it does run on a 12-volt system, the same thing. The shafts on the buggy are made from fiberglass. Years ago they were wood, now they're fiberglass. The newer type buggies have shafts that are made out of iron, and they're adjustable. You can adjust them in and out or back and forth according to the size of the horse. Carriage making in Lancaster County is a full-time business for many people. Amish carriages are made here, and there are changes happening that I'm going to show you in this little video tour. They also do carriage restoration. So I've got two parts here for you: the Amish carriage and how it's made, and your more old-fashioned restorations that they do here too. I'm looking, as I stand here with you, I'm looking right across the field at a fellow that's got a shop that does it. We are at an Amish shop here that does restorations on antique vehicles, and this is a road coach. It's not unusual. There are several shops here that do that kind of work. It isn't just that as we've talked about, that Amish people are making Amish carriages. They do carriage work, wheel work, repair work for other folks who have horse-drawn vehicles. And as you can see, this is a very, very nice example, a very fine example of not only the work that you can do here, but the kind of vehicles that are brought here. Now, I mentioned that Amish shops do all sorts of work and all sorts of wagons. This is a shop that's building a wagon for us. And of course, it's quite large. They can build small buggies, small wagons, Amish wagons, carriages. It takes about a year to get a wagon or a carriage if you want to get one. There are about 170 Amish young couples marry every year in Lancaster, and they're all going to at some point before or after want new carriages or new vehicles